Well, hello, 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 fellow addicts. Welcome back to Addicts Live, your internet escape from the craziness in the world. I'm Alissa, your resident head addict, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host to the south, Super Safi.
Testing your geography again. Hello, greetings, everyone. Hope you're having a very sunny Saturday. I had quite a sunny day as well today.
I knew you were south of me for a change. I didn't have to really think about it. I just knew. Yes, the Addicts Crew is back once again to bring you Simpsons news and Saturday smiles. And as always, before we get into this week's show, it is time for your weekly reminder to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So hit that red button so you don't miss any of the addicts. And as always, for those not watching this directly on YouTube, I will put a link to the subscribe button in the show notes below us. So Saf, now let's get on with the show. We've had a few weeks off. Now we're about halfway through the Springfield Enlightenment event. We took a couple weeks off, gather our thoughts, get some things straight. Everybody needs to remember that Act 3 starts tomorrow, Sunday, June 27th. So now that we've had some time to digest the event, and we're halfway through, we're at the halfway mark, let's get into it, Saf. Thoughts on Springfield Enlightenment so far?
You know what? I'm actually really pleasantly surprised. I was pretty happy with the concept. I thought, I was at peace with the concept. I had all the puns when we did our spoiler video. But you know what? I'm really enjoying it. The dialogue is great. Me personally, I've never minded having multiple iterations of our characters, and I like that they're not skins. I like having different versions of Lisa and Homer and Bart roaming our Springfield. So no complaints with that. Or Frank, I should not forget Advisor Frank. Even though when I mentioned my spoiler visit, he was my least favorite premium character. I still hold to that, but he did have funny dialogue. Overall, yeah, I've been liking the prizes. I've been loving the dialogue, both the regular, the premium, and the guild deal quest lines dialogue. It's just been, all in all, a very enjoyable event for me. How about you?
Yeah, I agree. It's been a fun event. It's nice to have something a little less chaotic than Rise of the Robots. It's not as dystopian, which we talked about in the spoiler video, which I will link in whichever corner it appears because I have no idea where I will be when the video actually goes up. So one of the corners, I'll link the spoiler video if you haven't seen it. But yeah, it's a nice event. The prizes are nice, even when they're not so great. Like Act 2 prizes are not high up on my list, but I'm like, you know what? They're still better than a hot dog robot. So, and it's Act 2. It hasn't let you down yet. Your Act 1 was good, and it's Act 2. So it's like, okay, I've got some decorations. I can fill out my area, and have some fun. But, overall, I'm happy with it. Dialogue, as always, is hilarious. Even the guild deal was fun this time around. Let's talk a little more specifics. What do you think of the Act 1 prize track?
I like the prize track. Again, we've said this over and over now. It's like being a nail on the head. But anytime you get a full character on the prize track, that's just phenomenal. I loved some of the dialogue that came with it. I actually took a screenshot of one when we get to Martha. A comic book guy says, "Oh, what a surprise! A new character in Springfield. Let me guess, it's time for another side quest wherein we'll witness some hilarious hijinks, only to be later ignored as non-canon." I mean, the dialogue is just so funny, and the way that they're developing the story. I really liked that episode or that segment in the anthology episode. It was, I believe, the third one in the Highway to Hell episode, where Lisa's telling about religion from the Buddhist point of view, and it was just absolutely a funny segment. So they've taken it just to the next level, I feel like, with their dialogue here. The prizes, there wasn't really much that I didn't like with that prize track. I mean, some of the items weren't great, but nothing really bad. Like you said, nothing like hot dog maker level or anything like that. So overall, I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I mean the prizes were nice for Act One. You got a full character, and I'm like you. I never have an issue with getting different iterations of the Simpsons characters because to me, I'd rather have a full character than a costume, always. So that stuff never bothers me. So I enjoy that, and it's a free full character on the prize track. You never go wrong with that. And I really enjoy Homer's meditating task. One, the fact that he does it in front of the Golden Buddha, which is hilarious. And two, the fact that he falls over during it. Like, yeah, I'd probably fall over too, Homer. Probably would. So that, the Act One prize track was pretty nice. And somebody had mentioned this in the comments during Rise of the Robots. They were disappointed because it felt like everything was kind of disconnected. You couldn't just build an area. And with this event, it really feels like you could just build a full area of your Springfield based around this event, with all the decorations and everything. So I enjoy that. Act Two prize track. Any thoughts on that?
Act 2 was not as strong as Act 1 in my opinion, but overall still I'm okay with it. I mean, the sensory deprivation, again, that didn't really come from that episode either, and it's kind of out of left field. The other prizes, the way they kind of brought them together with the storyline, having the meditating bear and the crazy princess viewing area, the dialogue just added to the prizes. And like you said, they were a lot more cohesive than the previous event. So you could really build them all into the one area, with the exception of the sensory deprivation tank, in my opinion. But yeah, overall, it's not bad. I mean, again, you're getting a full character on the prize track. So no complaints about that.
Yeah, the sensory deprivation tank went right into my inventory. I didn't even attempt to put it out. I just was like, this doesn't make sense. I was a little disappointed that you couldn't buy more Bodhi trees. I really enjoyed that. It's a really nice looking tree, so I would have been nice to get more. And I know that some folks in the comments were disappointed that the meditating bear is an NPC in the sense that it roams around your Springfield. That was kind of disappointing because it only meditates when you tap it. So if it's just roaming around, you just have a bear roaming around your Springfield.
Yeah.
Some people were hoping to have it as almost like a decoration that they could just have stationary somewhere. Kind of like the bear cave that has the sleeping bear outside of it. But overall, it's not a bad prize track. I do think this is one of the weaker prize tracks for this whole event, and that's okay. It's Act Two. It's okay, but it's still a decent prize track. Any thoughts on the premiums before we get into the guild deal? Any thoughts on Advisor Frank or
King Gautama, right?
Thank you.
Or no.
Couldn't think of I was gonna say Homer, but I was like, Homer's not premium.
Yeah. So again, Advisor Frank was my least favorite premium combo. It doesn't come from that anthology episode, whatnot, but I really like the dialogue that he's brought. But I really, that dialogue is more so associated with King Gautama and the Act 2 premium quest line. So like, I'm really liking that. If you had to pick, if you're going scarce and you're picking between the two, I definitely recommend King Gautama over Advisor Frank, especially since you got most of the Gautama family coming. You got Sid Martha and you got Princess coming up, and for that reason, I would definitely recommend that. Yeah, it was a really, really funny dialogue for both quest lines, but in particular the King Gautama one, and how it's kind of just the whole thing about him trying to get King Gautama to get Lisa Sinmarta, to love her father. So, and then he's like, well, I'm going to feed you to the lions. Oh, the lions are on strike. Well, what about the gorillas? The gorillas are the head of the lion union, etc. So it's like, oh, well, what do we have? We got ducks and stuff like that. So overall, it was just a really, really funny quest line. So I've been happy with the premium purchase.
And I enjoyed the way he got through to her in the end was with bad jokes.
Yep,
my kind of jokes. My kind of jokes.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow who?
Oh wait, I was supposed to talk earlier, wasn't I? I loved it. It was just, I love corny jokes. So yeah, it was perfect.
In our family, my nieces and nephews, they're not called dad jokes. They're called Aunt Lissa jokes. as I tell the corniest jokes in our family.
I tell the corniest jokes in my family, so yeah. Yeah, I love my knock knock jokes too. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Broken pencil.
Broken pencil. Who?
Never mind, it's pointless. See, broken pencil. Pointless. Coming back to track.
I enjoy a good bad joke. I love them. I enjoyed the premium characters for the first two acts. I did buy both. I agree with you. King Gotama is definitely better than Advisor Frank. In particular, just so you can complete the Gotama family, because you get Sid Martha and Queen Gotama on the prize track. For those who didn't know, sorry, that's a spoiler. That comes later in the event. But yeah. So whoops. So yeah, it's they were fun premium characters, and I'm looking forward to the two that are yet to come. Let's talk real quick about the Gil deal. Gil made a surprise appearance in Act 2. Well, it wasn't a surprise to us, but he hasn't really made an Act 2 appearance in, geez, I can't even remember him making an appearance that early in an event. It's usually Act 3, most of the time Act 4. Thoughts? So this time Gil was peddling the Taj Mahal and the Master, which is weird to me because he's nowhere ever referenced as the Master, I don't think. He's mostly, the head of the Kwik-E-Mart.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a little weird title to give him. But thoughts on the Gil deal?
Well, I mean, they already brought his office, quote unquote, the building where you can go and ask the Master 3 questions. Earlier in the game, it's been a few years we've had that. I want to say like 6 years now.
Been quite a while.
It's kind of late to bring him in now, but overall, I mean, I think if they had to bring him into an event, he's not really something that they can really add as to another event. If anything, he would be added maybe like, I feel like, as a friend prize, but they stopped doing that ages ago. As optimistic as I am that we'll get more friendship point prizes, I don't think that's happening.
Road to Riches too. I'd like to see more of those. Hint, hint.
There's a lot of old things I'd like them to keep continuing. I mean, get rid of that Springfield Heights currency cap at $2 billion, and add more prizes like when you get to $2 billion and higher. But yeah, those would all be nice. But just getting back on track with the Master. This is a good event to bring him in. And in combination with Taj Mahal, it's a little stereotypical, but for sure, why not? I mean, what else? It would be a little weirder if they brought him in with like Buckingham Palace or like.
I liked when Gil says the Taj Mahal and Apu goes, "Excuse me, you can't sell the Taj Mahal." And he goes, "I meant the Garage Mahal." Gotta love Gil.
I loved the quest line. I did get the Master and Taj Mahal. I absolutely loved this quest line. It was just a hilarious start to end. And he's like, well, Buddhism and Hinduism, same thing, but I mean, well, we got to get more popular. What can we do? Everyone loves chicken. Let's sell chicken sandwiches. And then there's this scarcity of chicken. All right, well, we'll sell this limited time and we'll make a lot more money. So what's the difference between us and other sandwich shops? We also come with a little Ganesh statue. And it was just start to end. That whole quest line was hilarious. There was a little a gift as well with that quest line with this purchase, wasn't there? Did you notice with the Master anything with his voice or anything?
Oh, well, he's voiced, which was surprising. I did not expect him to be voiced, which makes it all the better. And I didn't expect him to be voiced just because of all the controversy with Apu. And I know Apu is voiced in our game, but I just didn't think that they would voice the Master as well. But I'm very happy that they did. And I like that he will just say, yes. So, do you really know everything? Yes. So I enjoyed that. I was a big fan of the Gil deal. Glad I purchased it. Taj Mahal is a little big. I have to figure out where I'm going to put it. But I love the chicken sandwich out of the t-shirt cannon task. It's probably one of my new favorite tasks in Springfield. I really enjoy that one. So, all right, let's get to some reader comments. I asked you guys what you thought about the event, and this is what you guys had to say. Tracy says, liking it so far, rearranging madly, about to store the huge Cretaceous Park. Canid88 says, I'm actually liking this event. Andrew says, honestly, I think Homer's response at the start of this event was mine too. Not a single character we are getting with this event interests me, and yet there are many Asian characters that could have been put in this event to make it much more interesting. For the most part, we just got Homer, Lisa, and Marge clones. Anyhow, this event could have interested me, but now I need more. But I need more characters. Bob says, needs way more land and a huge increase in the item limit. I do not understand why the makers of this game fail time and time again to address this problem or even bother to explain why they will not give us more land or more items. Mike says, I really like this event and content, but I'm not hard to please. Something is better than nothing, and nothing really isn't all that bad. Okay. I certainly feel for the people no longer able to escape into their version of Springfield, especially people that spend actual cash and have spent years designing. After reading all the issues people had with the codes and stuff, I was thrilled when all I had to do was enter my email and go get my code, enter it, and I was all set. My only issue is land. We need more land. Thanks for all you do with this site. Mark says, I would like to be able to play, but as a lot of people are probably saying, I can't get the verification. I can't get my login because of the verification bug. Sandra Schill says, I like anything Lisa-centric, and we can certainly use some Zen right now, but I agree with Andrew about the characters. Also, I found a typo. The first time the phrase just desserts is used, it says just deserts. Although they get it right in the very next bit of dialogue. CJ Brown says, it's Sunday. I'm fine with Act 1 so far. Minimal constructive criticism, i.e. visual character task as event prize, is dumb when said character, Homer, does it in front of another event prize. And the visual character task should be given once you obtain the event prize. What's next? Obtain a building as an event prize and then have to grind in order to get a character task with it. Just make it to Act 3, even if you don't have enough for Act 4. Yeah, we need more land, item limits, a better way to securely log in. Not happy with any of those. Do your part, EA. Do your part by letting EA know, and have a nice day.
I'd still prefer to get animated task over just getting like a mystery box token alone as a prize. So
I really enjoyed that that animated task is done outside the Golden Buddha. Like, I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
3 Days of Peace and Love says, so far the beginning of this episode seems to be one of the better episodes. It is colorful, plenty of people, funny dialogue. I hope there will be more buildings. I do hope that EA will provide more land. Is there something that the game has reached its maximum size? What about extra land between the mountains? Proving land in that location seems to be a temporary solution until EA can, I think it's supposed to say providing land, until EA can figure out or decide to add land to the regular game. Players throughout the world are clamoring for more land. Come on, EA, we love you. We need more land. Land. EA, give us more land and millions of game players will love you. Wouldn't that be amazing? I don't need more land. Let's see. Synapse says, I think this might be the best event this year so far. The first act was decent, but I would like to see more characters and costumes introduced in the latter acts. And the mystery box tokens should bring better rewards instead of crummy decorations we don't need right now. Amy says, I feel like I'm missing something in this game. I have completed the Homer animated task job meditate prize, but I can't for the life of me figure out how to actually make him do it. Oh, that was we. You have to do it in front of the Buddha statue. I think we already addressed that one. Let's see. Santos L. Helper says, my thoughts are mostly based on Act 1 of this event and what is available at the moment. This is probably the best major multi-event this year. It looks better than Rise of the Robots and Love and War. The theme of this event is new and original. Act 1 items are good. I really like Sid Martha and Kathmandu U, and the Tower of Science and Advisor Frink look cool. I'm happy the mystery box tokens are back on prize tracks, and they are paired with other prizes instead of taking up their own slot in the prize track, like with the last Christmas event. I'm also happy to get Draggle Rock and Mysterious Waylon and the Movementarian Compound and the Leader in the mystery box. The dialogue is great as always, and I'm really and I really like the fourth wall moments. It'd be nice if EA increased item limits or kept increasing it with every other event. Let's see. And last one, Steve Pasco says, love it. Best event this year. It's new and original and doesn't have robots.
Or does it? Dun, dun, dun. How does the master know everything?
It's true. I like that. I like the theme of this event, but I kind of wish they did it a little earlier in the year and tied it with Holly, because I think it would have been really fun to have the like tasks with the colors, like throwing colors. I just think that'd be fun. So that's my only complaint. But I know a lot of you have issues with item limits. A lot of you have issues with land. I don't have those issues. I apologize. It's just the way I play. I take, I try to make things as realistic as possible. So I don't know. I know, Safi, you've had some issues with land. I don't know if you have issues with item limits.
No, I briefly had the item limits issues when I got like 10,000 of those burning bushes, but most of them are stored away in my inventory now. So yeah. Otherwise, land 2 not really an issue. For me, I did get the verification code issued twice this past 2 weeks. Both times I entered my email address. Once was of last week and once was this morning, actually, or I should say Thursday morning. But the first time I put my email address in, went to my email, the code was there, I entered it, bada bing, bada boom, I'm in. And this morning, I got I entered my email address, went to my email, got the code, entered it. It said the code was incorrect. So then I clicked on resend code. It sent me a new code. I entered that one and it worked fine. So yeah, knock on wood, no issue.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote a post about it. I'm not thrilled with the verification code system. I don't like it. I think it causes a lot of confusion, especially when people just haven't had time to prep for it. So there are people that have outdated emails and emails that aren't necessarily compatible with it. I think some people have like an email address that's a forwarder email address, so they're not getting the code sent properly. I haven't had any issues. I bounce in and out of different games all the time. It is very obnoxious, very annoying to have to constantly like wait for verification code or like log into another email address. It's really annoying, but I'm able to do it, and it's honestly using Gmail and using Yahoo email. Like I haven't had any issues getting the code, thankfully. But I know a lot of people have had issues. I will link, if you're still having issues, I will link some posts down in the show notes below about posts we've written about the verification code, some tips you could try, some things you can try, some ways you can contact EA to try to reset your email. Hope that works for you. I was hoping that EA would make the verification code disappear. It doesn't seem to be that that's the case. I mean, we've had it for over a month now, so I don't see it going anywhere, unfortunately. Which sucks because it's stupid. It's a pain in the butt. And if somebody wants to hack into my Springfield, they can hack into my Springfield. Like, I'm not that concerned. They're not going to get into my Google Play account. Like, I'm not super concerned. I have a totally different email and password for TSTO, which is now basically useless, the password for TSTO. But I have a totally different password than I have for anything else. Like, I use all different passwords. So, it is what it is.
I just use the word password for everything.
You got to add a 1 after it. Sometimes you got to put an @ symbol in the middle of it, like pass @ word. Pass @ word 1. So yeah. Anyway, on another note, guys, I just want to take a second and be real with you for a minute. Work is kicking my butt lately. It really is. For those who don't know, I work in manufacturing. The industry is absolutely insane right now, not in a good way. Safi will know, I don't work in home manufacturing, but as Safi can tell you, you can order something in December and still not have it. I have customers that are ordering things now, and they're not going to get them until at least February of next year. So, It's a poop show, and it's kicking my butt. It is literally like exhausting me on a daily basis. I barely have time to eat lunch, and I come home completely exhausted. So I apologize that some posts lately have gone up late. In particular, Thursday's post, I don't think went up till like 4 o'clock. It's just how things are going right now. So this also means I don't have time to formally write up where did that come from posts. It just, something has to give, and that's it. So for this particular event, there's just not going to be any formal where did that come from posts unless somebody from the community decides they want to write them. By all means, I'm happy to post them. But there is a full list of each episode that the items come from in our event page for this. I also put it I also put the where did that come from whenever we talk about an item. So should I buy post always has that in, the prize track post always have that in there as well. But right now I'm really trying to focus on, with what little time I have, getting the important detail posts out. And apparently I'm not doing that very well, but where did that come from? So we're going to have to take a back burner for now. They'll be back, but not right now. So just bear with me as chaos ensues, and Super Safi's always traveling. So it's just chaos right now.
You never know which country, let alone state or province, I'm going to be in for this time. But again, if anyone's really curious where that came from, I mean, feel free to ask in the comments. We'd be happy to tell you. I mean, usually in the spoiler videos, we do give you a little bit of idea. Like most of the items in this video came from Highway to Hell, with a couple, I mean, coming from the original Kwik-E-Mart episode, and the deprivation tank from Treehouse of Horror, XXX. So yeah, again, even though there's no formal post, if you're really curious which episodes to watch, always check out the spoiler video or just ask in the comments, and we'd be happy to tell you.
And have people go back to work, have people work in manufacturing, so that my life can get a little bit easier. It's so crazy. It's so crazy right now. Guys, I'm not even kidding. I just quoted something today that had a 36-week lead time. Mm-hmm. That's insane. It's insane. 36 weeks. It's crazy. 15 years doing this. I've never seen this happen. 36 weeks. Anyway, so another important announcement. We're heading into summer break for Addicts Live. So this is going to be our last-ish show for the summer, with so much chaos that goes on during the summer months between vacations and just wanting to spend good old-fashioned time outside in the sun. We're going to take July and August off from the show. We'll still pop in if a topic comes up that we want to discuss, or if we have some info, wink, 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 that EA wants to share with us. But for the most part, the show will be off for the summer. So this is our last show, July and August. We're not going to have regular Addicts Live. We will be back in September after Labor Day. More importantly, you all get to enjoy Bracket Battle from Super Safi, because that starts yesterday. It starts the first actual voting opportunity starts next Friday. But don't forget to sign up for the contest that Safi put up yesterday. So fill out your bracket and get entered. Safi, you want to talk a little bit about the bracket battle this year?
Yeah, we're back, 7th edition of Bracket Battle, and this time we got the best season of The Simpsons. Season 32 just wrapped up. Figured it's a nice number for creating a bracket, so let's do this now. I mean, after our 27th Treehouse of Horror episode, we went for the in a bracket of threes. We went for that. So this time, when you do your exponents of 2, you get to 32. So it just came up perfect. If it wasn't this year, it'd be after season 64, and I don't know if people are willing to wait that long. So I know people wanted to see the top first 8 seasons not go up head to head right off the bat. They wanted to see 1 versus 32, 2 versus 31, etc., etc. And originally that was the plan. But we thought, let's have another contest and get the addict readers involved. So in order to have the contest, we're going to have a pick'em contest like we did for Best Building. And in order to make it really competitive and have more variability, it was much easier to have the brackets go season 1 versus 2, 3 versus 4, 5 versus 6. With this, you're going to get all sorts of different answers. I mean, myself, Alyssa, and Wookie have completed our bracket picks, and all three of us are all over the place. So the only thing we agree on is that there are 32 seasons of The Simpsons. Other than that, we're all over the place on which season's been the best. So yeah, be sure to enter the contest and be sure to vote every Friday starting this week. And on Saturdays, we'll give you an update on the leaderboard. You have until this Friday to enter the contest. So if you haven't already, there's going to be a link in the show notes below to the contest from yesterday's post, or just scroll to yesterday's post and enter. It'll be fun.
Yeah, and we've got a fun prize to give away, and maybe depending on how many people enter, we'll also give away some Lego minifigs that I've got lying around to subsequent second, third, fourth place finishers. We'll see. We'll see how generous I feel come the end of the summer. But otherwise, that's going to do it from us. Safi, everything else you want to add?
Nope. That's it. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy summer. It'll be a battle-filled bracket summer, but it can't be all battles. You got to also be zen and be all peaceful.
Well,
so.
Isn't it Bears beats Battlestar Galactica? Sorry. So yeah, that's going to do it from us. This is like I said, our last show. Technically for the summer, we'll still pop in, especially if we get information from EA. So look out for those videos, which you might see 1, maybe 2 over the summer. We'll see. And otherwise, enjoy your July and August. Happy early 4th of July to the Americans celebrating 4th of July. To the British, sorry. And to everyone else, have a great
July 1st.
And happy Canada Day to I almost said my fellow Canadians. I am not Canadian. To my Canadian friends, like Super Safi. And yeah, we will see everyone back here September after Labor Day. And enjoy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.